Hey everybody, today I'm in Carmel, Indiana, and specifically I'm in downtown Carmel, Indiana, and I'll get in kind of the specifics of exactly where I am right now. But walking along, getting ready to get out here onto the Monon Trail, and in this video, we're gonna talk about this area just a little bit, but a question that I hear from time to time about Carmel, especially if you're not from here. If you're from here, you know a little bit more about it, but is all of Carmel like this? And is all of Carmel exciting? So we're gonna answer that question. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Compton with the Compton Home Group. Welcome back to the channel. If you want to know everything there is to know about living in a place like Carmel, Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, or any of the cities and towns that surround Indianapolis, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also tap the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. Now we have people reaching out to us from all over the country with questions about Carmel and what this particular area is like, the downtown part of Carmel, but also of course the other parts of Carmel, because it's not really a super small city. So if you have questions at all about Carmel, Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, or any of the cities and towns surrounding Indy, then make sure you reach out any way you know how. Always have your back with those questions, and we'll certainly have your back when it comes time for you to make your move to Carmel or the Indy Metro. All right, so today again I'm in Carmel, Indiana, and specifically I'm in downtown Carmel, and I'm actually in Midtown. And here behind me, you've got the Sun King Brewery, you got the Fork and Ale, this big green space. Now it's kind of a rainy summer day, and it's still the middle of the day on a Tuesday, so it's not exactly super crowded. And when I say a rainy day, it's not raining right now, thankfully, since I'm out here, but it's been raining all morning, and so usually you'd see a whole lot of people out here for lunch, even during the week, especially on the weekends, things like that, pretty much all day long, morning, afternoon, evening. This place right here actually gets incredibly crowded because you've got some decent restaurants right in here, you've got some shops, stores, and plenty to do. And then of course the Monon Trail goes right through here, and there's a few cars on this super awesome brick pathway right here behind me. This is actually a road just right here, Midtown. I'm coming over here to the Monon. Gotta watch out for a couple people walking, people on bicycles, which you can take your own down here, and of course, kind of get up here past these little rentals. You can rent them right here, like you can see. So going past Midtown here on the Monon now, and I'm in Midtown. I'm headed north and getting up closer to the Arts and Design District. If I were to go south, take the Monon Trail, or get out on Range Line and go a little bit south, you can get, and I can just see the roof of it over here, the Palladium just to the south, walking distance definitely, and that gets into City Center. So you've got the Palladium, you've got the Performing Arts Center, a bunch of other things right in there, the Carmichael Hotel, super awesome hotel. So if you're coming to visit Carmel and need a place to stay and you want to be in the thick of it, that is a really good spot to stay. It's a place I recommend a lot of people if they're coming in to explore. Good restaurant there, and of course you've got walking distance, or at least you're in the proximity of all of this, and it is within walking distance. So when you come and visit Carmel, this is one of the #1 places that you probably need to come and see. Is you need to see all of downtown. You need to see the Arts and Design, you need to see Midtown, you need to see City Center, and you really need to see a lot of the stuff that surrounds it too. It's super unique for a city of roughly 100,000 people, a little bit more. This is a pretty big downtown area, and it is exciting. It is vibrant. It is not Manhattan in New York City. I've been there many times. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to visit there, and I enjoy going there. My wife and I actually go there from time to time if we can get away. Super fun, enormous buzz of the city, a lot of energy. And here in downtown Carmel, you get a little bit of that. It's not as dense, it's not as crowded. Of course, doesn't have exactly a New York feel, but for a downtown area of a city that only has 100,000 people or so, I'd say it's pretty energetic and pretty vibrant. So when people come here and they take a look at the whole downtown area, and honestly it takes a little bit of time to explore. It's not going to take 4 or 5 days to explore. If you're coming to visit Carmel and you want to see the entire city, definitely reach out. I can help you out with a lot of the different places you need to go in Carmel to learn about Carmel. I can set you up with different neighborhoods to go and visit in your price range, show you what's available. They may not necessarily be homes on the market, but they're sold, give you that address, and you can get into the neighborhood so you can at least see what it's like. But it will take some time to explore this area, and if this is the only place that you were to go, you might ask, well, is all of Carmel like this? Is all of Carmel exciting like this? Does it have a buzz to it? Does it have an energy to it where there's just people around pretty much all the time, except for today? There's not as many people on a rainy day. People are either at work or inside working, something like that, or back at school too. So we're kind of at that time of year, not really in the summer months where people are on vacation still. So I would say absolutely most of Carmel is not like this, most of it for sure. So this downtown area might be kind of a larger area for a town of it or a city of its size. But all in all, it's actually not a huge area when you're talking about geographic. I'd say the space that it takes up, it's certainly not as big as all of Carmel. East to west, Carmel is roughly 15 miles wide. So it's a good distance from the west side of it to the east side of it. And then if you go north to south, it's a whole lot more narrow. You go all the way down to 96th Street, which would be pretty far south of here, and just a little bit north of where we are right now, because we get up here on Main Street. I'm coming up here into the heart of the Arts and Design District. Get up here to Main Street, which is 131st. You keep going north to 146. That's pretty much the border, the northern border of Carmel, give or take a little bit. Not much, but that's generally what we always think of as the northern border of Carmel. This particular spot, this geographic area that it takes up, relatively small compared to the rest of it. The rest of it, if I'm out, let's say, with clients, we're touring different neighborhoods or homes, and we're taking different roads that are off the main roads, the big main roads, like 146th Street, 116th Street, 96th Street, or some of the north-south roads like US 31 or Keystone Parkway, Hazeldale. If we stay off of those, then sometimes it feels like Carmel's kind of sleepy. So you have all kinds of different age neighborhoods. You've got neighborhoods in East Carmel especially where homes were built in the 60s, 70s, 80s, quite a few of those. So East Carmel has a kind of an older, more established feel, a more mature feel. And then you get into this part of Carmel and west of here, it's certainly a whole lot newer feeling. So you'll notice that between East and West Carmel, just those little bit different feels, but West Carmel versus East Carmel, right here along the downtown area of Carmel, it's pretty hard to find a bad place in Carmel for sure. But, and here's a good example of some of that energy and buzz. So we're here on a Tuesday afternoon, like I said, and we've got some work going on here. Looks like they've got a party rental truck backing in. And they had a lot of concrete anchors anchoring down probably a tent or something out here. There's a really nice steakhouse up here called Anthony's. I'm pretty sure that's probably where they were coming from. Very likely. Could be wrong. But most of Carmel is really, really quite nice. I mean, it is hard to have a miss in the city anywhere. It's hard to find a spot that, let's say, is going to be unsafe or a lot less desirable. Now, of course, you have different price ranges. You can get to $3-4 million, no problem in Carmel. You can get to $1 million very easily in Carmel. If you get to $500,000 or $400,000 or under $400,000, kind of hard to get into Carmel under $400,000, but you can do it. You certainly can, but those neighborhoods are not bad neighborhoods. They're all really quite nice. They really are, especially when you compare it to the rest of the country. Really quite nice. And you are in Carmel, really nice place. But most of Carmel is truly a little bit sleepy. It is quiet. It is not downtown New York. It's not Manhattan. It doesn't have that kind of buzz, but you're very, very close to something like this, which is really, really awesome. So even if you didn't live in Carmel, you live over in Fishers or Westfield, Noblesville, Zionsville, you're still really pretty close to this, and you don't have to be a Carmel resident to come down here and enjoy all of this. So just like me, I don't live in Carmel. I would like to go live in Carmel. I certainly would live in Carmel, but geographically it just doesn't work out for my family. So we don't live here, but we certainly would. There's no doubt about it. And we know all of Carmel isn't like this. And truly, for our family, living in one of these apartments here, or any one of the condos, let's say down at City Center, something like that, not cheap. We wouldn't do it. We love this area, and we'll bring our kids to this area, but we wouldn't want to live in this area because it's not just the lifestyle that we want. We can't let our kids out in the yard unless you live in one of the single family homes right here in the downtown area, but they can get pretty pricey. A lot of them are awesome. They've been renovated. They're super cool, really awesome shape, but then you get some that are going to need some work, but they're still going to be expensive because they're very, very close to this. I would want to live further out in Carmel someplace, or I have a yard and the streets are very quiet, so my kids want to ride their scooters or their bikes, anything like that. I don't want to have to worry that much about traffic or just a ton of people around and them getting lost. And out here, if we're with our kids, we certainly have our eye on them. And if you're a parent, you know keeping your eye on your kids in a crowded place, that's not relaxing. It can be fun, but at the end of the day of something like this, if you're doing that all day, it can get pretty tiring. So it's not something that we want to do all the time. It's not a place we want to live. We would rather have the sleepy, slower part of Carmel, where it's not nearly as busy. And truly, like I said, that is, don't know what percentage, but it's likely 90% of Carmel. So when we're driving around from house to house and it feels like all we have here are homes and neighborhoods, and where are all the stores? Well, they're actually all really close by, the grocery stores. We're just taking a different path to kind of show you what Carmel looks like. It's mostly residential. It is a lot of homes. It is a lot of neighborhoods, and it's not all like this, but this is right here at your fingertips. So if you have questions at all about what it's like to live here or any other part of Carmel, which is in fact most of Carmel, then reach out any way that you know how. And until the next one, we'll see you later.